Loves, guess what we're doing? That's right, crochet. You guessed it. So if you want to see how we achieve this, stay tuned. So this is my client's before, and it's been about 6 weeks since she's been relaxed. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm sectioning her hair in two. I'm actually only going to relax just the front, which is the area that we're going to be most concerned about, because of course we want that to look very slick and very straight. But because I'm going to be braiding the back for the crochet, I'm not going to put any relaxer there. Usually if I'm doing a fresh relaxer, I don't do any type of braiding or sew-ins or things of that sort. So we're just going to section that away. I'm going to base her hairline and in between, and we're going to get a relaxer going. Now with her relaxer, I'm being sure to do just the new growth. I'm not going to do all the way down the hair shaft. There is no need. This is her hair once it's done, and as you see, you can tell the difference between the hair that has not been relaxed and the new growth versus the hair that has. So I'm going to take the hair in the back and I'm going to rubber band that away, and I'm going to get started on the pattern in the front. This is just a simple rubber band technique, and you can do any design that you choose. This is just what I chose. And I'm going to create kind of a slight triangle in the front. So once I part it down the center, I'm going to section off to the side, and I'm going to take off that little corner piece that's right at the hairline, and I'm going to begin to rubber band. And I'm going to do both sides the exact same way. For those of you who have been thinking about the fact that only part of her hair is relaxed and not the other part, this style will probably last her about 3 to 4 weeks. Longer if she chooses. Usually at that time, then I go in and relax the full hair depending on what her next style is. And if it's 4 weeks or more, she should have new growth to the front, so that's not going to be that big of a deal when it comes to relaxing the entire head. But if not, then you can always just relax the back, or she can get some other protective style until the entire head is ready to be relaxed again. And when it comes to relaxing, you're only going to relax just the new growth. So I would have to apply, of course, more relaxer in the back, because she's going to have more relaxer once this style is done. But then not as much relaxer in the front, because it won't be as much new growth. So don't be alarmed that only half of the hair was relaxed on this service as opposed to the entire head. Now when you're rubber banding from behind, you want to make sure that both sides are balanced, especially when you're not facing the client or the client is not facing the mirror, because it's very easily possible to make it lopsided, and you don't want to have to remove it and come back out and start again. What I'm doing with the ponytails that are in the front is I'm splitting them in two. So instead of connecting the entire ponytail to the next one, I'm actually dividing it so that it creates kind of this crisscross effect. Once I've completed all of the ponytails, I'm going to combine them into one large ponytail on the top of her head. And I'm not going to pull the hair all the way through because I need that as an anchor for the crochet that I'm going to install up top. So that is just the amount that I need for the installation. Now with a little bit of foam and some brown gel, I'm going to go ahead and do her baby hairs around the hairline. And I use Pro Style. I prefer using this gel for straight hair, relaxed hair. It holds really well without flaking, and since I'm going to be setting her under the dryer, it's just best that I go ahead and do the baby hairs now rather than later. You can also use this gel on natural hair only if the hairline, the baby hairs tend to be very fine and straight. If it's a lot more thicker or curlier, I would not use this gel. It will not hold. It will start to wave and buckle. Now while she's under the dryer, I'm going to be prepping the hair that I'm going to be using. So this is it. The hair is too long to use in the natural length, so I'm going to go ahead and cut some of this hair off. And I choose to cut it right here because it prevents it from looking so blunt once I start to separate it, but it still keeps a natural long length without it being too short. I don't know if you can see on top, but the hair that was remaining, that was sticking out of the ponytail, I went ahead and braided it into these braids. And you can use any braid pattern you choose. I just chose to do it this way because I like the sides to lay really flat near the part, and then I want the center to be really full. So I use the traditional crochet method. I loop it in, I wrap it around about 3 or 4 times and lock it, and then I pull a very small strand, if you can see here, and I knot it around. This just prevents that larger knot from unraveling and the hair from sliding out. I'll do it again here a little bit slower so that you can see what I mean. On the sides, I choose to braid the hair down because I like it to look seamless. A lot of times if you go back and forth, you have those, I guess, indentations where the parting is, and so it doesn't fall as smoothly, at least with this type of hair. So by doing the braid straight down on the side, it allows you to stack the crochet and it looks seamless and it falls really nice. However, I noticed that when the cornrow is going straight down in the center, it tends to not look as full, at least with this type of hair, versus if you go horizontal like I did here. Finally, we have reached the top of the head, and I'm now going into that little ponytail puff that was up there, and I'm crocheting this hair exactly the same. Once I've covered all the hair that was available, I'm now going to just add additional hair that won't be crocheted, but instead I'm just going to wrap it around in a ponytail, and this is to give that ponytail a little bit more fullness and also to provide me with some hair to wrap around the base. So I'm going to wrap this loose hair around just like a regular ponytail. And then I'm going to go in and take a small section out of it, and I'm going to wrap that around the base of this ponytail. Now some of you may be thinking, this is a great style, why didn't I just sew her hair in the back? My mom didn't want to spend much on bundles. She also felt like maybe a sew-on was a little bit too grown. This young lady is in the 8th grade, so she's kind of middle school age, and mom still wants to keep it cute, but I guess not too mature. So this was kind of the happy medium. Once I get to the end of wrapping, I tie a rubber band towards the end. This just makes it easier to secure the hair when I go to pin it down, as opposed to if I did it just as is. A lot of times that hair unravels and then it becomes a beast to try to rewrap. Again, on this end, I'm going to rubber band the end to keep it all together and add a bobby pin and pin that in place. And this is the finished look, you guys. Nice and neat, nice and full, as you see. I think she likes it. And this is one of my not so girly girls. So to get a hairstyle that she likes and get her to smile definitely was a win for me. So tell me what you think. Comment, subscribe, and don't forget, turn on your notifications. This is going to be a good year. Bye, loves.